everybody to Door 19, advice for you from two complete strangers. I'm Jamal.
I'm LaShondra.
Welcome.
Welcome, you guys.
Well, we're going to dive right in.
Okay. First question for today. I just moved in with my boyfriend who already has a daughter from a previous relationship. She is very standoffish towards me. How do I form a connection with her? Well, I know that can be a pretty difficult situation, especially if you're moving in with your boyfriend, and I don't know what kind of expectations that you have with this family unit going on. But if you're thinking, oh, it's just going to kind of meld together easily, and it hasn't been quite that way, then that can kind of, get you off track a little bit. But just stay encouraged and stay connected with the daughter as much as you can. So if that means, if she's a little bit younger, if that means maybe the three of you guys going out and you still making the connection, talking with her and trying to have conversation with her, even while the dad is still present, that may help her out a little bit. So she still feels comfortable with you instead of just trying to do the one-on-one type of thing just yet. Continue to make the effort though, and don't think that those things are in vain. Don't think that it's pointless. And now if she's a little bit older, then you can continue to reach out to her, but maybe on a different level. That doesn't mean you have to start talking the way a teenager would talk, but you can bring up the things that you see they're interested in. If you see she's watching a certain movie, or you notice that she's always listening to a certain artist, then maybe you could bring it up in a way. But that doesn't mean that you have to, succumb to that level per se. But you can still just be welcome. Just show them that you are there for them. And you just never know. It could just be out of the blue all of a sudden that they want to connect with you also. But just stay warm with it and keep an open heart.
Yeah, I would say, we don't have a blended family, but sometimes it's hard for me to engage with my daughter in certain ways, but I see in my son, but I see my wife, even when she doesn't want to, or it's kind of could be a bad time for her. I always see her actively pursue the kids in certain ways. So even though it's kind of difficult for me at times, I noticed it, and then I noticed that the reaction is, the kids genuinely feel interested in. So it's the same principles apply. You want to make sure that she feels interested.
Yeah.
She may feel, interested by her dad, hopefully, and then sometimes that's a little rocky too. But you want to just make sure that you make them feel interested. Mm-hmm. Again, don't try to come down to kids' levels, because they're not stupid. They don't like that, but they do want to know that you hear them, and that you're generally focusing. And I think that's really where the fight and the battle is with blended families. They're fighting to see if they're interested in, does this new person really enjoy me? Do I bother them? Do I irk them? Maybe they are irked by some things that you do, so they're passing that judgment on to you and saying, do you dislike them in a particular way? So this is just the main focus, and the main job is to make them feel interested as best way as possible. And just remember that they are kids, they are individuals, they are human beings, so they deserve and they need the same respect and attention that you would give anybody else. And they'll hone in on it, they'll see it, they'll notice when it's not there. So you just make sure you are doing the best you can to make them feel, loved, interested in. So.
Yep, absolutely.
Voila.
Next question. Now, the next question that we have, I'm going to kind of combine the two because they were very similar. They're talking about career, talking about school, and family life, all combined. So I'll just kind of sum it up for you guys. Now, the two anonymous people have asked, how do they balance school, work, and family? And especially if one of those, maybe they have felt that they have really dedicated a good amount of time to becoming where they have, wanted to be at in their career. So they feel that they have reached a certain level or a certain goal in their career, but the family is somewhat pressuring them to spend more time with them versus the work. So the question really is, how do you balance school, work, and family? I'm gonna let you.
You let me go this one. I thought I was safe this week. How do you balance school, work, and family? Well, you first, what's the priority? The priority, I'm sure your family don't want you mooching on them, like some people. So they want to, the family really want to know, are you going to be able to, have success, so the family really wants you to have success, and they don't want you to mooch on them. So the first priority is, if you were in school, is finish school, get your school stuff done. Costs money to go to school. It's time, it's energy, it's blood, sweat, and tears. So and that family is forever. School is just for a season. So you make sure you knock out school first. And when you talk about family or playtime, again, that's school's first, because that's the priority for a lot of reasons, and I'm sure that you realize that. Again, in the end, family will understand, why you're not there, and friends, they have to understand. Now, if they're friends that they're not in school, and they maybe they have a job, but they're not in school, and they like, man, you working and in school, man, what's going on? We supposed to hang, it's like, that's not your life. And you have to come to grips and be very deliberate in your pursuits, and them knowing, well, man, I have to get, this is my priority. I got to get this done, so I'll check you next week. That's the truth,
Yeah, because you have to know what your own personal goals are. You can't let anybody else really influence you in that area. Now, I know it's a little bit more difficult when it comes to family, as far as if you have children or your spouse or, something like that, and maybe they feel a little bit neglected, like, well, you spend all your time at work and you have forgotten about us, kind of a thing. But even with that, I would hope that you can, maybe take and I don't think this was included in the question, but even time for yourself too. So that time for yourself will help you to see how you can balance all of those things, all of those different areas. So I would say, it doesn't have to be a long moment. It can be 10 minutes, just take a few moments and reflect and look to see where it is that you really want to be at, where you want to go, and what are the things that you would look back on and say, I wish I had put more time or effort or energy into this over here. So whether, like I said, now when it comes to children and, spouses, that kind of thing, you may have to reevaluate it a little bit. But at the same time, I liked what you said about the seasons. There are certain seasons in life when things just may be how they're going to be for that moment. So maybe it's just a few more years till you feel like, I want to continue to reach for my goals in this avenue and in my career, So it may be a couple more years where some sacrifice is going to have to come into play here, and that includes everybody. And really, in the long run, it's pretty good for kids even to see sacrifice and to see dedication. Yeah. And they'll be okay, because at the heart of it all, they know that you really do love them. So I would say just try to take a step back, exhale a little bit and reevaluate it like that. See those things that are important to you.
Yeah, and then don't make it an excuse. Make sure that whatever your decisions are, they're not excuses not to do or to do something, because that'll always come back to bite you. So meaning, if you're going to school to get away from the family, or vice versa, or whatever it is, make sure there are no excuses. They're just legitimate choices that are leading you down the destiny road that is yours.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you guys so much once again for supporting Door 19 and for tuning in every week. Don't forget to subscribe and to share this with others. If these videos are helpful to you in any way at all, share it.
Share it. Yeah. Write us in, share it. Write, share. Yeah. Write, share. So we love y'all, man, for real. We appreciate the questions. We appreciate the opportunity to share advice, you know, to everybody. And again, we hope that these questions, the advice given, you know, this is a help. So
yeah,
thank you.
Thank you. And don't forget to email us at door19advice4u, the number 4 and the letter U @gmail.com.
Till next Wednesday. Talk to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.